What's going on, everybody? And I hope you're having a fantastic Tuesday so far. This is NYG Jeffy T 85 here, and I'm going to talk about some of the rumors and notes that are going around the New York Mets as we continue into the offseason, including a possible trade that could be happening with the Tampa Bay Rays for one of their starting pitchers, as well as the New York Mets possibly going after a Japanese pitcher, highly ranked Japanese pitcher that's coming out, as well as a perennial Hall of Famer, just in case Jacob DeGrom might be departing from the New York Mets. First, let's start out with some of the rumors that are happening with the Tampa Bay Rays. There's been rumors going around that the New York Mets might be willing to trade some of their depth pieces, as well as some maybe mid to high level prospects, for a potential starting pitcher on the Tampa Bay Rays, namely a Shane McClanahan, as well as a Tyler Glasnow, a Drew Rousman, some of these pitchers that are on the Tampa Bay Rays right now, as the New York Mets are looking to try to upgrade their staff. Obviously, they're lacking right now in the left-handed pitching department, so there's no surprise that the New York Mets decide to go out there and maybe try to add some left-handed starting pitching for the team heading into the rest of the season. And obviously, some of the Tampa Bay Rays names, they're up there right now, including a Ryan Yarbrough, a Jeffrey Springs as well. These are a couple of the guys that are part of that Tampa Bay Rays roster. And obviously, when we know at Tampa Bay, what they like to do? They always like to look into the Rule 5 draft, as well as look into the MLB draft to try to supplement some of the guys that they normally lose in free agency, because Tampa Bay is an organization that normally doesn't pay big money to keep around their top players. Kevin Kiermaier being one of the few guys on Tampa Bay that has been with the organization for a while, but he has recently just been released from the team going forward. So right now, Kevin Kiermaier. Right now, the Mets are just looking for any type of starting pitching, and they might have an interest in a bunch of these Tampa Bay Rays pitchers to help supplement their guys. As we know, the New York Mets did pick up the option for Carlos Carrasco, so he will be part of the rotation next year. Same thing with Max Scherzer. He will be part of there too, but they did decline the mutual option with Chris Bassitt, Jacob DeGrom, and Taijuan Walker. So the Mets are going to have three holes right now in that starting lineup in terms of starting pitching. So you have to wonder if they're going to be going into the Tampa Bay organization looking to possibly make a trade to upgrade that starting rotation going forward with Shane McClanahan, Tyler Glasnow, Drew Rasmussen, as well as Jeffrey Springs and Ryan Yarbrough. That could be options for that Tampa Bay roster going forward. A couple of the other rumors going around for the New York Mets is there's rumors going around that right now, it broke this morning from MLB.com's John Heyman, that the Atlanta Braves are seemingly unlikely to sign Jacob DeGrom, so you could cross that name out of the list of Jacob DeGrom going to the Atlanta Braves. So that's obviously going to be good news for the New York Mets. But as we know, there's been heavy rumors about the Texas Rangers, who are Jacob DeGrom's hometown, that they're going to be heavily interested in trying to bring DeGrom back to Texas over there to join the Rangers staff. And in the event that the New York Mets aren't able to strike a new deal and bring back Jacob DeGrom to their rotation, there's rumors going around that the New York Mets might try to go and replace Jacob DeGrom with one high-end pitcher who just won a World Series with the Astros, that being Justin Verlander, as well as Japanese star who's going to get posted soon, Koudai Senga from the Japanese League. So obviously with Verlander last year, he pitched to a 1.75 ERA in 2022. He pitched in 18 overall games. He had 18 wins overall and 4 losses. He was at age 39 that year. He pitched in 28 games overall. He also had he had 28 games pitched, 28 games started, no saves obviously. He pitched in 175 innings, 185 strikeouts that year, a .829 whip overall, and a 5.9 WAR overall. He was 18-4, and that was in his age 39 season. The New York Mets might be interested in going out there and getting a guy like Justin Verlander to help supplement the potential loss of a Jacob DeGrom if he ends up departing the New York Mets in free agency. And another guy that the New York Mets might be interested in is Koudai Senga, who is part of the SoftBank JPPLN League, the Japanese Pro professional league over there in Japan, where he, in 22 games overall, he pitched to a 1.94 ERA and gave up a 6.4. He had a win-loss percentage of 647. He was 11-6 this past year for the soft bench JPP-LNL league, and he also had about 144 innings pitched. He had about 130. He had given up 103 hits. He had 31 runs scored on him with 7 home runs given up and 50 RBIs. He had 156 strikeouts in that league, and he pitched to overall whip of 1.056 with an ER, the strikeout to walk ratio of 3.18. So this guy, there's a couple of options right there for the New York Mets. They might be tapping into the Japanese league, and we've seen some good Japanese pitchers come over from the Japanese league that have helped out the major league teams going forward. So the New York Mets look like they might be tapping into the Japanese league for a potential addition to their starting rotation, just in case Jacob DeGrom does not come back to the New York Mets this season. So we'll have to make sure we monitor that going forward. What is going to be the status of Jacob DeGrom heading into the 2022 offseason? If he will not be back, if he will be back, and what the New York Mets might do just in case DeGrom is not a New York Met after this season. So that's just a couple of news and notes I wanted to give you guys about the New York Mets trying to possibly make a trade with the Tampa Bay Rays for one of their starting pitchers, as well as the New York Mets having interest in Justin Verlander and Japanese pitcher Koudai Senga from the Japanese league, just in case starting pitcher Jacob DeGrom does not return with the New York Mets this season, and they have to try to go to look to replace him, as well as the fact you have to think about the potential departures of Taijuan Walker and Chris Bassitt in the starting rotation. So if you guys like this video, please hit the like button below. Sub up if you haven't already to NYGJeffyT85 for more breaking news, updates, chatter, and news and notes surrounding the New York Mets. Turn on the bell for notifications surrounding the New York Mets. And let me know in the comments section what you would think about a Justin Verlander and a Koudai Senga, as well as the New York Mets potentially trading for one of those Tampa Bay Rays starting pitchers, just in case Jacob DeGrom, Chris Bassitt, and Taijuan Walker do not return in 2023. So I thank you very much, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday. Take it easy, and as always, let's go New York Mets. Let's go New York Mets. Have a good one, everyone. Take it easy.